I was a bacher, I was not so into doing Mivtzoim. I guess the whole question of Jewish, when I put on tefillin, just made me uncomfortable.
I used to go to shows. For 10 years, I kept business and Chabad, Yiddishkeit. You have to keep a very big separation.
When I was scared of doing it, the buildup in my head of what the person's reaction might be was too intimidating for me that I didn't want to even delve in that. I just wanted to keep it strictly business. Let's do what we have to do and not complicate it.
As things progress, you realize that there's opportunities and you are who you are, and what's expected of you is what's expected of you.
When you're in the business world, you're constantly running into people that are Jewish. You should ask them if they want to put on tefillin. I said, you know what, I'm going to try. I'm just going to try to get one person from the business world that I deal with to put on tefillin.
You know, when I would be in a hotel in a strange state or a strange country, and I get up in the morning to daven, I'm standing to say, maybe somebody needed to put on tefillin over here. That's why I'm stuck. That's why my hotel was canceled. I ended up in another hotel.
And at the time, I was showing somebody the store. I did the showing with the guy, and I was like, how do we put on tefillin? He was like, sure, haven't done it since my bar mitzvah, but sure. This guy's, he's not married to a Jew, he has a non-Jewish daughter, and in a former Chinese takeout store, I put tefillin on with the guy.
You never know why you are where you are, but you definitely know that you're there for a reason. Instead of trying to fight the natural instinct to find that reason or take advantage of that reason, just do that reason. And the world, as what the Rebbe wanted, is that Yiddishkeit should spread, Varmkeit should spread, and help other Yidden do what they're supposed to do.
Als so kann reden mit der zweiten Lieden, auf machen lernt zur Jüdischkeit. Und auf Mekayim sein mitzvahs, darf wissen sein, dass nicht dort in größerer Glück, wie der Rebeste kann geben, nicht nur in ruchnistige Sachen, nur in gashmistige Sachen.
Just sitting with a person and talking to him, even if they say no to putting on tefillin, but talking to them a little about any type of, or any part of Judaism, about doing a mitzvah, doing a good deed, thinking for a second when they wake up in the morning to thank Hashem for waking them up, and so on and so forth. You don't know the effect that it has on them once you leave the office, once you walk away from them.
It's not necessarily about the reaction you're going to get, it's about trying to get a Yid to do something to connect him to the Eibishter. Whatever the guy answers, you already just know that you, for the most part, did your part already.
You listen to any of the Rebbe's Shlichus, how everything is centered around reaching other Yidden, no matter in the position that they find themselves in. They never did a mitzvah before, or never raised Jewish, so on and so forth. By connecting them, you're essentially connecting them to the Rebbe as well, because you're the connector, as you would like to say. And you're connecting yourself to the Rebbe through his inyanim. If the Rebbe talks about mitzvah tefillin and talks about how important it is to him, again, you never know what a simple conversation could lead to. That conversation could be the spark which ignites the fire inside the person you're talking to, and it could lead to, much bigger and better things.
One thing I always tell people is that, and this is something usually after a couple of Chaims, how come what we wouldn't accept in business, we accept in our spiritual life? If we wouldn't accept it in our Gashmisdika life, why do we accept it in our Ruchnisdika life? And the difference is, Gashmisdika life, it takes a lot of Yagia. It takes a lot of hard work. We all know how hard people work. I'm telling you from my experience that in the Ruchnisdika life, sometimes all it takes is not getting in the way, not pushing away the opportunity. The opportunity will show itself. Somebody says, I don't have time. You don't have to have time. Sometimes the opportunity just presents itself, and with almost no effort at all, we could feed and nourish the Ruchnis part of ourselves.
Noch a Iden, sei a Nauten, sei a Jungen, sei a Mann, sei a Frau, a sie soll tun noch a Inen von a Mitzwe. Pi, chotsch a viele rechnet, als das Fehlen lernt wie jemals. Doch sich auf der Ruf der alte Rebbe in Tanja, sie jichut zerle Mailo, Hu nicht viele Jelon wohl, als Yid tut mitzvah, viele mehr mitzvah jemol, ist das dir eben bei den Nebesten, ist das eine nebige Sache, wo der Lebe steht, satt ist der Mitzvah Jelon wohl der Vernebigkeit.
Let's say we go to get a haircut. So all of us get a haircut. They all know that when we're done, he takes 5 minutes. I go get my tefillin from the car. I put on the tefillin, and my boys see that. We go to the doctor, the pediatrician. Same thing. We go downstairs. We put on tefillin. It's something I tell my son also, who in Mitzvah Hashem is turning bar mitzvah in a few months. Just started going on Mivtzoim as well. Every Friday morning when he leaves the house, I tell him, Yehuda, remember who you represent. And when you carry that with you, people see that. They see how genuine you are, and they see where it's coming from, and they respect that. And it talks to them. It makes them feel good.
If I would be able to tell myself 2-3 years ago, before I even thought of doing this, just take a small baby step. Just ask somebody. Just find somebody that you're the most comfortable with, that you have the most conversations with, that you know for a fact doesn't put on tefillin, and work it into a conversation.
If you want to be inspired, inspire others. You want to feel close, you want to feel stronger in your own Yiddishkeit, you want to feel your own connection to the Rebbe. Do that to others, and that will help you yourself.
Ist auf der Ruf dabei aufzulegen alle seine Unionen und alle seine Sachen, was rechnet dadurch, dann wird wachsen. In Gashmi, Sodere, Ruchnis, Abid zu Mekare sein, zu Nenter machen, Aiden, zu unser Vater im Himmel, Avinu Shabashamayim, wo das ist Atmos Hus in Sof Baruch Hu.